The book of the year is coming out this June, everybody. Miles Morales' Spider-Man Ultimate Incursion is everything comic fans love about the batshit off-the-wall medium. It is. One of Marvel's most recognizable characters, Miles Morales' Spider-Man, is accidentally sliding into another new dimension. Except for this time, it's not 616, it's 6160, the current Ultimate Universe. You know, because Miles is already in 616. It sounds random as hell, but it actually makes perfect sense. At this point, there's only two beings from Miles Morales' original universe who are actively still around. The universe was 1610. You have Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and then you have 1610's Reed Richards, otherwise known as The Maker. The Maker is the current villain and the ultimate big bad for the Ultimate comic line that is currently going on right now. The Maker escaped 1610's demise, then the Maker fled to 616, and then from there he fled to 6160 in order to create his perfect world. But prior to doing that, the Maker actually visited Miles and gave him a key to go to 6160. Maker sees Miles as his literal brother. They are the only two surviving people from their universe. He feels as though Miles has the right to be there. Miles himself wasn't too coy on leaving, so the Maker just leaves Miles behind, but gives him a key in case he ever wants to come over to 6160. And this isn't on some like evildoer stuff like eventually come here and we'll see what I have waiting for you, young Spider-Man. No, like he quite literally wants to do like what he thinks is right, which is really odd for this Reed Richards. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you come from a universe, there's only one other person left that you know of that exists from that universe, you may end up treating them well as well. You know, it's kind of like the only thing you have left. Miles would not go at the time. However, based on the solicitations and like the info we've been given about this event, Miles' baby sister Billy's accidentally going to activate the key and it's going to slip her and Miles into the current Ultimate Universe we've all been reading about. God, I love this. It sounds so insane, but like I said, it just makes perfect sense. You have the two people left from 1610 and they're now in 6160. Like it makes sense that they're dimension hoppers together. Let's talk about what I want from the story though, okay? There's at least two big things I want from the story and then some minor things, all right? But let's start with the first big thing. Number one. I'd love to see Miles and Peter's interaction. And I mean, I know we're going to get this, right? It's without question we're going to get Miles and Peter interactions in this story. Like, it's an event between Miles Morales and Spider-Man going over to 6160. And one of the few superheroes here is Peter Parker Spider-Man. So we know they're going to interact with each other. I mean, if you even looked at the cover by Kara Andrews made, he's also going to interact with Richard as well. And this cover is also beautiful. Oh my God, all the suits look so great. They look phenomenal. I just can't wait for this event. But why in particular do I really want Miles and Peter's interactions? Well, it's because of this specifically. I feel as though there is not a single other universe I can recall or know of in which Miles is Peter's mentor, right? Well, like ever. Like you look at Insomniac universe, no, Peter came first. You look at 616, Peter came first. You look at Ultimate Universe, Peter came first. You look at Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon, Peter came first. Like, no matter what, Peter is usually the older mentor because he's got more experience role, and then Miles, the younger kid who's got to learn, mentee, because he doesn't have any experience. This is a little bit flipped. Yes, Peter Parker in this universe is still older. He's like 32, 35-ish. But he definitely has less experience being Spider-Man than Miles Morales does. Significantly less. Like, this man has maybe 16 months at the time of the start of the event, which is going to be this June. Whereas Miles Morales Spider-Man has a couple years in canon of being Spider-Man. So I really can't wait for these two to meet up because I need to see their interaction, man. I really can't wait to see Miles Morales in a more of a leadership role for Peter Parker than vice versa. It's so new and fresh. I need to see it happen, right? I need to. I also can't wait to see how this affects the two of them moving forward, right? So on top of the fact that I think it's really sick that Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales are going to meet each other and have a cool event, but what is this going to mean for each of their characters, right? Is Peter Parker moving forward going to think back and be like, well, Miles once told me I shouldn't do this, so I shouldn't do this. Like, is he going to actually take advice from Miles and run with it in the Ultimate Universe? Because I think that'd be freaking sick. I think it needs to happen because it means this event actually makes sense and it actually mattered, right? I hate when events happen and nothing actually matters. On the interim, though, Miles' side, I think it's even more interesting. Miles is meeting a Peter Parker who's married to Mary Jane and has 2 kids with them. This is something that's going to blow Miles' mind. He actually knows Mary Jane in 616. He knows he knows Mary Jane and Peter have like their history together, but he doesn't know that they were supposed to be married or ever were married in universe because of the deal with the devil that they did. And God, that sucked. So because of all that, Miles isn't going to know about this. So he's going to see Peter and Mary Jane dating, and he's going to just be like, whoa, this is crazy. I shouldn't say dating, they're married with kids. And he's going to be like, whoa, this is crazy. I can't wait to see what happens when he goes back to his universe, though. Is he going to tell Peter that, like, his soulmate's supposed to be Mary Jane, and the two of them are supposed to be together, and they're supposed to have kids together? Because, man, I would love it. I would die to see it. And to go even further with that, it would be the perfect timing to do it, too, because Amazing Spider-Man 1000 is coming up. And I personally, even with all of the editorial issues we have going on in the Amazing Spider-Man comic, find it unbelievable that Mary Jane and Peter Parker won't be together in issue 1000. It's only like 20 issues away, so it's pretty close, give or take. But it just, I can't fathom it happening, right? Like, this is the Spider-Man's most important love interest. He should be with her for issue 1000. This would be the perfect time to do it. We got to get it going quick, honestly, if we're going to make it happen. I just really can't wait to see how Miles is going to react to all this and then talk about it back with the 616 counterparts when he sees them. And this brings me to my second point as well that I really want to see. I don't want this to be some like fun, whimsical event with no lasting effects. I hinted at this earlier, but I really, really want this to matter. Crossovers are fun, but a lot of times they just aren't meaningful to the story. I hope this is not the case. I don't want Miles to come to the alternate universe as an attempt to boost his comic sales and notoriety. I want him to actually have an effect on the story in this world. Like I said earlier, Reed Richards the Maker and Miles Morales the Spider-Man come from the same universe. It can certainly work within the storyline that this event actually matters to what happens later on in the Ultimate Universe. Miles should be teaching the entirety of the Ultimate Universe heroes what it means to be a hero. Not only is he more experienced than Peter Parker Spider-Man, but he's more experienced than all of them. All of them had their lives as heroes stolen from them and became heroes either much later in their life or just under completely different facets and circumstances. Miles should be a beacon of leadership for them to understand what it means to be a hero, because none of these guys are really heroes. As of now, most of the people in this universe are ready for war, and they're not superheroes. Like, Harry Osborn, I'm not writing him off yet, he's definitely ready for war. The entirety of the Ultimates, they're ready for war. Ultimate Black Panther, ready for war. I want Miles to teach them that, you gotta rise up from being a soldier and become a hero. You gotta inspire civilians to do better. You gotta inspire the population to want change, right? Like, if the population is completely against you, no matter how much you do or what you do, it's not gonna have any effect. They all believe in what the Maker is doing, quote unquote. They don't realize that something's going on. These heroes need to stop being warriors and they need to rise above and become heroes so they can affect actual change in their world. Saving everyday civilians and making a difference in civilians' lives so that they can inspire them to step up and make a difference, that stuff matters. The Ultimate Universe seems to be trending in a direction that, when they beat the Maker, the story's probably going to stop. But I hope this isn't the case, man. I really, really hope it's not. I really hope they don't encounter the Maker at the end of the year. They have an event and it ends in 36 issues for Ultimate Spider-Man. That would just be the worst in my opinion. I want to see Peter Parker and his son Richard Parker saving people and growing up. I want to see their mythos expanded. Hell, maybe even eventually we can get a crossover with 616 entirely. I truly think ending the Ultimate Universe in just 3 years would be so tragic. There's so much more story to tell. Does this universe have a Thanos? Does this universe have a Galactus? Can there be another incursion storyline like the original Ultimate Universe and how it ended? Something like this, that could be sick. These are just the main 2 points I want to see. Miles Morales interacting with Peter and what it'll mean for both of their stories after it ends. And then, of course, I want to see Miles Morales be a role model for the heroes in this universe. Also, Miles, please get your baby sister out of this universe alive safely, please, brother. You gotta care about your kid's sister. She's very important. You can't, it's all about the kids, right? Wu-Tang's for the kids. The writers for this event are the current and fan favorite writer for Miles Morales Spider-Man, Cody Ziegler, as well as the writer for possibly the most groundbreaking story in the entirety of the Ultimate Universe right now, Dennis Camp, who's writing for the Ultimates. The two are working together to create this event, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The only other person who I would want to help out with this event is Hickman. These three are my favorite writers right now, dog. I can't believe it that this is what Dennis Camp is going to be on this with Ziegler. Are you serious? I have the utmost faith and confidence in this book that it's going to deliver in an everlasting banger. It's going to be a 10 out of 10, and it hasn't even come out yet. We have 3 months before it comes out. I truly can't wait for this event. I'm so freaking excited. Y'all got to let me know what you think down below about it. Put it in the comments. Make sure you like this video. What do you think about the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man incursion? Let me know about it down below. That's probably about it for me in this video. Y'all should check out the Patreon when you get the chance. See some extra videos on there. I talk about how many Spider-Mans it would take to beat Superman. It's a mathematical question. It's tough, but I thought I did a pretty good job. Let me know down below what you guys think and how I did in that video as well. as well as like checking out the Discord. I'll put the Discord description I'll put the Discord link in the description down below. You can talk with me on Discord. I have a whole server. We're chatting in there about the MCU, about Daredevil Born Again, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, all the current event Spider-Man, and like all Marvel stuff and superhero stuff all together. So if that interests you, make sure you join up. And yeah, I think that's it for me in this video. Dunk out. Peace.